Legend, what is up? Hope we're good. Welcome to the In Pursuit podcast. My name is James and I'm your host, and welcome to this first episode. To be honest, this first episode is something that I've wanted and told myself I was going to do for a long time. But like when I say a long time now, I mean even 6 to 12 months. You know, and it was something I was putting off until, better circumstances, putting it off until the time was right. And you know what I mean? You're the same. We all wait until the situation or the circumstances are better. We always put things off and be like, look, now's not the right time. It'll be X, Y, Z. Down the line will be better. We always look at that and we always put things off until it's a better time. And just ask yourself, like, when is going to be that better time? That better time is never going to come. And for me, I just had to take it. I was like, look, let's press play on the camera. Let's pick up the mic and let's just start this podcast off, because it's something that I know is going to benefit a lot of people. It's going to benefit a lot of young men, and it's going to help me grow and get better as well, you know. So that's what it's all about. So that is why we're here. Today is episode 1 of the In Pursuit podcast. And I suppose, what are we in pursuit of? In pursuit of what, you might say? What do you want about? And that's exactly where I wanted to start. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do for the first episode. You know, that was part of me holding back and not taking action as well. It was just overthinking and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and it's got to be perfect to start off. And nothing's got to be perfect. You just got to take the first step. Do you know what I mean? Imperfect action is better than no action at all, you know what I mean? And that's going to lead you to perfect action. So if you can take imperfect steps, you're going to learn from taking those imperfect steps to then fix them and make them better, so that you can take perfect steps and you can achieve the goal that you want to achieve. You know, and there's no such thing as perfection or perfect, but it's actually something that I seen a video of Kobe Bryant. He was always chasing perfection, and you know, most players wouldn't chase perfection because they didn't believe they could get it, and they thought it was an impossible feat. But just the fact that he was willing to chase it and to go after it meant that he was going to be better than all those other players, because they weren't willing to go and chase that, you know, which was so cool. When I heard it, I was like, wow. And like, that's something as well I wouldn't have understood a good while ago. I wouldn't have understood his mindset, you know. And just going back to it, that's why just taking these imperfect steps, you know. And so the In Pursuit podcast, what is this all about? Why should you watch it? Why should you be here? Why should you listen? And I mean, you don't have to listen to anything. It's your choice. If you want to be here to learn, to grow and get better and become the best man you can be, then this is where you need to be. Majority of what I speak is going to resonate and connect with men, because me being a man, that's who I can understand best. Experienced it. I'm still experiencing it. You know, you're never at a stage where you know everything. You're always learning. You're always getting better. You know, and that's just the case with this as well. I want to keep learning, keep getting better, and keep sharing my knowledge and stuff with you guys. What I mean by in pursuit is, like, we're always in pursuit of this something. Like, you know that you're destined for more. You know that you have this more potential inside you. You know that there's, like, you've kind of broken away from the social norms. You've broken away from what society claims as, like, you know, the normal and what you should be doing. You know, you understand that there's something different out there. There's a different world out there. There's a different life out there, and you don't want to be part of that. You don't want to be part of the average, for lack of better words. You know, you don't want to be that person who just, you know, wastes his life, works throughout the week, gets pissed on the weekend, and just does it all again, you know, and just not enjoying your life, not enjoying what you want to do. And I suppose that's what this is all about, you know. This is about unlocking and learning more. And when you're here, I want you to feel connected, and I want you to feel understood, and I want you to feel heard. And when you step away from the norm and step away from the average and step away from, you know, everybody else, it's going to feel lonely. It's going to feel weird. It's going to be a strange place, because, you know what I mean, everyone around you hasn't been on this path. There's a lot of people who aren't, you know what I mean? But the thing is, you will find those people, and that's what I want you to be here, is I want you to understand. You will find those people, you will understand, you will learn, you know. And I suppose I'm just rambling here a little bit, but this is all part of the imperfect steps I'm going to be taking, you know. And a good thing to do to start off is to talk about my journey and talk about where I am right now, how I got here, and I suppose where I plan to go, because you never get to the end destination. There's never an end. You're always moving, you're always going, you're always trying to get somewhere better and somewhere more. And not in a negative way, but in a positive way. You want to keep improving so you can be that leader and that person for those around you, you know, so you can be that better man. And I suppose for me, it's over the last kind of couple of years, I've had this really big, like, mindset change and shift, you know, and I've always kind of seen myself as kind of a little bit different to the average or the normal, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to say this in an arrogant way, but I just never felt part or connected with, like, the normal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't enjoy going out drinking. I don't enjoy, you know, going to parties. I don't enjoy going to nightclubs, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'll go, no problem, but it's just not for me. It's not my thing. It doesn't make me tick. It doesn't bring me happiness or joy, you know. And what I get joy from is, you know, bettering myself, having deep conversations, having, working on something meaningful and purposeful and something that's going to move me forward. Like for me, I was even talking to a buddy a couple of days ago, and it's like we're talking about like the college life and how it is. It's when you're in college, you're just going out so many nights a week, and just getting pissed and just going at it again and again and again. And from like, there was one thing I said, and it was actually kind of interesting. It was like most guys like on the weekend are like planning on like, oh, what we're going to do for the weekend and drinking and all that kind of stuff. And for me, I'm planning my next workout, I'm planning my next run, I'm planning my next thing I'm going to be working on. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how. That's just the divide there, you know what I mean? And I just don't kind of resonate. Like I have no judgment or nothing against these kind of people. Like you do exactly what you want to do. If you enjoy that kind of thing, absolutely, you go for that. But it's just for me, that's just not my scene, and I'd rather be that person who wants to always get better and just keep improving, and just so much improving, so much. Like I'm still trying to understand myself. I'm still trying to understand this life and this world and everything. And like I think you always will be, especially as a young man. It's challenging. It's difficult to try and figure out what's right, what's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course, if you've had good family and good parents, like they kind of show you the right from wrong. But still, there's so much you don't learn from your parents, from school, from everything, that you just need to go and figure out for yourself. And part of being a man is just going out, making mistakes, messing up, and learning from those things. I think that's kind of how you learn these things when you aren't taught anywhere else. And for me, that's actually how I learn best. I think like everything, like most of the skills I have right now, it's all been kind of self-taught or I've kind of learned them from just going in and doing it. There's a lot of things you can learn by doing college course. You can go to college, learn it, and do this and that. But like I think for myself, how I've best learned and how I've learned most of the things is just by going in and doing it, just putting myself into it and doing it. You can learn everything by putting yourself in and just doing it. Surrounding yourself with people who are doing it, have done it. That's the best way to learn. Like, you know what I mean? College is great, but I think there's so many better ways than going about that. Health and fitness, these are all massive values of mine as well. Like, you know what I mean? Looking after yourself, prioritizing your health, especially at a young age. Like, this is where you can get ahead. Like, if you just simply look after your health, your fitness, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else, because majority of people are going to be out of shape, can't even run for half a kilometer, never go to the gym, never work out, can't even do one push up. You know what I mean? It's actually ridiculous when you think about it, how average the world is, and it's tough. Like, and I hate to see that. Like, I genuinely want to see people being the best version of themselves, doing better and wanting to do better, But that's the kind of the aim of the podcast, is to speak about that stuff more. And also as well, like, it's not just going to be me speaking. The majority of this is going to be me interviewing other people and helping to understand, what they're in pursuit of, because we're all in pursuit of this thing. We're all in pursuit of something. And it's about understanding their journey, understanding what they're in pursuit of, and how they're doing it, and the mindsets and everything behind it. That's what I'm trying to figure out here and learn from other people, and like helping through interviewing people, talking to other people, helping you figure out and learn for yourself as well. So that's going to be a big part of this podcast, is interviewing people and learning how their mind works and what they're doing and how they're doing it, and breaking that down and giving you actionable steps, hopefully, and you can take away wisdom, knowledge, inspiration, and everything from it, and you'll be learning from me, learning from others, and that's the best way to learn. Like, that's how I've learned. I've learned from listening to others and taking on board what they say, so hopefully I can spread some knowledge, spread some good stuff for you as well, through this. And something I've developed massively over the last couple of years as well is faith in God. That's one thing that's been huge for me. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. Whatever's going on in your life, it's given to you for a reason. God is making this happen for a reason. He wants you to go through this because He wants you to learn something, or He wants you to struggle, He wants you to suffer, because there's a learning in this for you. And God gives us problems so that we can find solutions. Like, if you want to be stronger, He's not going to give you strength. He's going to give you a reason to be stronger. He's going to give you something that'll make you stronger. So if you want to be the best version of you ever, like, you have to be willing to, go through so much shit that's going to make you feel so bad, because that's going to mold you and build you into that person, So that's, again, I believe that everything happens for a reason. So whatever's going on, and so, like, if I'm going through a period of absolute shit, if that's for lack of better words, like, I know that I have to go through this. He's putting me through this for a reason, because on the other side, He has something for me. He wants me to go through it because He wants me to learn from this. And also as well, a big thing as well is that, like, sometimes you think you want these things, or this is what you want, this is what you're going to get. And sometimes that's not the plan He has laid out for you. Like, I believe that He has a plan laid out for you, and it's a matter of, going through it. And sometimes what you think you need is not what you need. He knows what you need, so he'll give you what you need, and sometimes you won't get everything you want, but he knows that you've got everything you need, so that's a good way of looking at it as well. Like if you feel short of something, you don't have what you want, just know that God has given you what you need, not exactly necessarily what you want, so that's a good way of looking at it as well. And you know what I mean, it's just having that faith in him, having that trust in him. You can go into every day and you know what I mean, you can feel freer, you feel happier, you feel better because you have the trust in him and you believe that he's guiding you and he's leading you, you know what I mean? And everything's going to happen. Like you don't live in fear anymore. You only fear him and annoying him and not doing as he wants, and you don't have any fear of like what's going to happen because whatever happens is part of his plan, you know what I mean? It's what he wants you to go through. So that's why he's, you know what I mean, having me building that faith and trust in him has been so massive, you know what I mean? And that's something I'm going to be talking about as well. Like I believe it's important that you have this faith and you have this, you know what I mean, trust in God, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be so powerful for you. And stoicism as well is something I've really been looking into. It's just having a stoic approach as a man, when shit's going wrong, you got to approach it in a stoic way, and you know what I mean, it's having that mindset, you know what I mean, being able to handle your emotions and not letting your emotions get the better of you. And that's something I've struggled with big time. Like I've let my emotions get the better of me a lot in a lot of situations, and it's done a lot of damage for me, but it's also hurt a lot of people. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, it's hurt people, you know what I mean? And it's, if I could go back, I'd like to change it, but that's also something as well as like, you know what I mean, whatever happened was meant to happen for that person or for you. So that's something as well, just believing in, having a faith in God is like, the things that happened in my life, they were all meant to happen, even as much as I hate them, they were meant to happen, or as much as you regret them, they were meant to happen. That's why I like try and not use the term regret. You like have no regrets, don't regret anything, don't regret that happened, be happy that it happened, because you're going to learn something and that other person's going to learn something, whatever, and that's why you kind of look at it in that way, and you can almost be like kind of almost grateful that it's happened, if that makes sense. So having that stoic approach, being able to manage your emotions and not be reactive to whatever goes on and just be proactive and, look at it from a rational point of view instead of getting an emotional and having an emotional reaction, so that's something we'll be speaking about as well. That's something that's been huge for me, is just having a stoic approach. If you don't know what stoicism is, I would look it up right now, Google it, look into it. It's like philosophy, that kind of thing. It's all about mindset again, and it's been massive. I found it super interesting. Something we'll probably be talking about here a lot, so get used to it. Probably rambling on a little bit here, and I appreciate if you're still listening and you're getting value from this. I really appreciate if you could just either follow me here on whatever platform you're watching, YouTube, Spotify, whatever it is. If you can just hit the follow, like it, whatever you can, share this around. I really appreciate all the help, because this is going to be super beneficial for a lot of men and a lot of people out there. So if you can help me out, spread the word, push it on, support it, share with your friends. If you think it's helpful, please, by all means, do that. All the support would be massively appreciated. And I suppose like I'm at the stage, I'm still trying to figure out life. I'm still trying to figure out things, and like there's no point waiting around for things to happen. And I've been very guilty and prone to that, just sitting and waiting for something to happen, and if you want to be pragmatic with the situation, you can't just sit and just wait. You got to figure out, right, what's the best thing to do, and be pragmatic with your time and just try and use it to the best of your ability. Like, and if you don't do it that way, you're just going to always just be just as, who said it? You'd always just be a feather in the wind, you know what I mean? If you don't get up and take action and start doing things, So I hope you've started to learn a little bit about me and a little bit more how I kind of think and my kind of perspectives and approaches and stuff. But like, we will be talking a lot more about this, and you'll learn a lot more. And I suppose that's kind of something, I've been in a lot of dark places. I've been through a lot of challenges and stuff, and there's still a lot more to come. Like, I'm not saying by any means I'm competent on, do you know what I mean, these subjects. But like, I believe that if you wait until you're competent to start sharing and expressing these things, you know what I mean, it might be too late, So I'm going to start sharing these things now, because also as well, like, going back to faith in God, and like, God has a plan for you. He has something that He wants you to do, and I believe that He has put you on this earth for a reason. You are here to deliver and to fulfill something for Him, and that's about figuring out what that is. Like, that's some people could say it's your purpose. I believe that He has put everyone on this earth for a reason. Most people, majority of people, won't fulfill that, and they won't take action on it, or they won't figure it out what it is. And I believe He's put me on this earth to, help other people, make other people better, because that's what I've always loved doing and enjoyed doing, and it's what I value doing. And I've always kind of had this kind of, not a voice, maybe like a voice in my head of always kind of been telling myself, this is what you need to be doing. You need to be spreading this message. You need to be spreading this word, because I have such great conversations with people, and I really enjoy like giving other people advice, guidance, and they always go away feeling better and improving their lives. So I feel that this kind of is possibly part of my service that he has me on this earth to do. So that's kind of something as well for you to focus on, is like, you are here for a reason. It's about just figuring out what is your reason for being here. You weren't just put on this earth just to be another feather in the wind. You were put here for a reason, and I want you to figure out what that is. Because when you can figure that out, it's going to give you the drive, the desire, and everything you need to push on and to be that man you need to be. So I'm still trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? I'm just trusting this process. I'm going with this. And sometimes it's a case of you just got to go, just jump, just go with it. Because if you hold back and just think about it, is this the right thing to do? Is that the right thing to do? Instead of just go down that path, and if it works, it works. And Jay Shetty's someone that I used to watch a lot of his stuff before, not as much now, but he's a very wise guy that I like listening to. But something that he said, and it still sticks with me now, is like, open as many doors as you can. Keep opening as many doors as you can, and whatever doors shut, fine, leave them shut. But keep walking through the doors that stay open. And it's a great way to approach it, and a great way to approach life is just keep opening as many doors as you can. I've written that down on like I have a sheet of like quotes that I like to focus on at the moment, and one of them is keep opening as many doors as you can, and just keep reminding myself, just keep opening the door, keep asking the question, keep going there, keep taking that step, and the more steps and the more risks and things you take, the more opportunities that are going to come, and opportunities don't just come to your door. Like, you got to go to the door of opportunities. That's something I believe in big time, and if you don't go to the door and knock, break it down, then those opportunities might just be sitting there waiting for you, and you never take them. A lot of people say to me like, oh, you're always in a good mood, you're always so positive, and it's, I say to them and they don't understand, but it's your choice to choose what mood you want to be in. Like, you can choose to be in a shit mood, feeling down about everything, negative about everything, or you can choose to be in a positive, upbeat mood. You can choose to look at the positive side of things. You can choose that. You can, everything, like how you feel and how you operate it's all a state of mind. And I'm starting to understand that big time. You can choose how you feel whenever you want. You can choose to smile. If you just, when you go out, smile, choose to be happy, choose to put out some energy, and your life's going to change. And people are going to be drawn to you. Like, people are going to they want to figure out, why is he so energetic? Why is he so happy all the time? Because they want a piece of that, you know what I mean? And that's a choice you can make. And you should start making that choice. Decide to go out and be positive. Decide to go out and be happy. Decide to go with a smile on your face. Because when you go with a smile on your face, life's just going to be easier. It's going to be better, man. Because there's so many people out there with dull faces, don't want to speak to anyone, don't even look at you, don't acknowledge you, would find the worst in every situation. Go out and be someone who will find the best in every situation. We're going to have a weekly episode popping up here on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And if you can subscribe, tune in, I would really appreciate that. If you can get some value, the main goal here is to provide you with value and to help you move your life forward and to make you a better man. If you're a woman, make you a better woman as well, hopefully. Hopefully you can learn something from this as a female. But yeah, as I said, the main goal is to make men the best possible version of themselves, because I'm in pursuit of that, you're in pursuit of that, you know what I mean? And if I can help you, that would be awesome. And you can help me by subscribing, sharing and supporting. And I hope you enjoyed the first episode. There's probably a bit of a ramble, but hopefully you got some good value. Hopefully it's something that will actually be of interest to you. Hopefully you can get some value from this in the future. Tune in for our next episode next week. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And if you stayed watching until now, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It means a whole lot to me. And I hope to see you in the next one. That's the end of episode 1. See you in the next one. Peace.